I mean, I don't know what you're facing today, but it's pretty serious that your family's gone and your house is burned and you have nothing. And even those that you were in company with have turned on you.
Yep.
It's difficult to get much worse than that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could, but that's bad enough. And so the answer here, which we're going to talk about, was, the answer is that instead of just being fearful, discouraged, dismayed, distraught, he encouraged himself in the Lord his God. That's a blessing. That's a lesson we need to learn. Verse 7 says, David said to Abiathar, the priest, Ahimelech's son, I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David, and David inquired at the Lord.
Yes, he did.
Sought the Lord.
Amen.
We call that prayer.
Yes.
Hallelujah. So David encouraged himself, Lord. How did he encourage himself, Lord? Well, he sought the Lord. He inquired at him. He prayed. He got along with God.
Amen.
And he said to him, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake him? And he answered him, pursue,
Yes.
for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. Now that's what the word of the Lord told David. Now if he had have just gotten afraid and chosen to give up, he would have lost it all and be gone.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But instead, he sought the Lord. And when he sought the Lord answered him.
Yes.
And the Lord said, go ahead and pursue him. You're going to get it all back.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Woo. Thank you, Lord.
So, let me just interject here that David had to believe what he heard the Lord say in order to act upon it.
That's right.
Otherwise, he would have still been back there and maybe stoned.
Yeah.
So David went, verse 9, David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Besor. So they were worn out.
Yes, sir.
And 200 of them decided to camp there because they just couldn't go any further. They couldn't make it.
All right now.
So David took 400 and pursued. He didn't stop when some of his company dropped out, did he?
No, that's good. Right.
He didn't look at the numbers and say, oh no, I better not go any further. I better stay here at the brook also. Right? Are you with me? Verse 11. And they found an Egyptian in the field, and brought him to David, and gave him bread, and he did eat. They made him drink water. They gave him a piece of cake of figs, and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him, for he had eaten no bread, nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. And David said unto him, to whom belongest thou? And whence art thou? And he said, I'm a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite, and my master left me because 3 days agone I fell sick. Verse 14, we made an invasion upon the south of the Cherethites, and upon the coast which belongeth to Judah, and upon the south of Caleb, and we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, canst thou bring me down to this company? And he said, swear unto me by God that thou wilt neither kill me nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will bring thee down to this company. You think this was coincidence? I don't think so. The Lord planted this young man there for such a time as that. Verse 16, when he was brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing because of all the great spoil that they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Judah. And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day. And there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men which rode upon camels and fled. And David recovered all, say all that the Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his 2 wives. Verse 19. And there was nothing lacking to them. You hear that? There was nothing lacking. Neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all.
Amen.
Now, I don't know where you're at today or what you're facing, but I'm telling you, God has given you the victory. Hallelujah. Whatever Satan has stolen from you in the past, you have recovered. Hallelujah. All. Not just some of it. All. Verse 20. And David took all the flocks and the herds which they drove before those other cattle, and said, This is David's spoil. And David came to the 200 men which were so faint that they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide at the brook Besor. And they went forth to meet David and to meet the people that were with him. And when David came near to the people, he saluted them. Then answered all the wicked men and men of Belial, those that went with David, and said, Because they went not with us, we will not give them aught of the spoil that we have recovered, save to every man his wife and his children, that they may lead them away and depart.